What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Nothing too exciting going on this week. Kind of stuck again, waiting on parts to really finish up this thing. Really, I ordered a valve cover gasket and whatnot, new tube seals and all of that. Waiting on that. I won't be here till next week on Tuesday, and then I can finally get the top of this motor done. And well, I need to adjust the valves, and then I can put the valve cover on. And really, that's what I wanted to do in this video, but of course the gasket takes a whole flipping week to get here when you order it through Rock Auto. But you know, it was cheaper through Rock Auto. It was $10 versus 30, and it's whatever. So waiting on a valve cover gasket, but in the meantime, I did clean up my valve cover that is going to go on the car, and I will drop a quick little clip here of that valve cover, kind of what it looked like when I first started with it and what it looks like now. So boom. So here's the valve cover. It actually turned out really well. So I got this, well, I did it myself actually. The paint. So I just did wrinkle black on this. I know in last week's video I asked you guys what color I should do. I wanted to get it powder coated. So to make a long story short, basically I went into a place that I wanted to have powder coat it, and they quoted me like $250 to powder coat that thing because they, I don't know, needed to tape it off and all of that, which it took me literally like 5 minutes to tape that thing off. So I don't know what I just pretty sure the guy didn't want to do it. I don't know, $250 to powder coat that. I was like, well, I was kind of mad, and I left, and then I went on YouTube and the internet, and I started looking up wrinkle coating and whatnot, and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on it. It looked really easy, and a lot of people had a lot of good things to say about this VHT Wrinkle Plus. So bought a can, followed the directions I found on YouTube, and that's what we came out with. So I mean, it turned out really well. But I am going to tell you guys one thing. Don't do what I did. I thought it was going to be a great idea to take a little bit of this mother's aluminum polish and try to polish up the Doc VTEC so it really shined. Well, the problem with that is that you end up getting the shit all over the paint, and then it doesn't want to come off the paint. So this thing looked really minty, and then I went and did that and kicked myself in the ass. I got most of it off. I used a little glass cleaner, and fortunately it came off. But yeah, don't do it. Just don't do it. Just let it sit the way, I mean, I don't know, stupid. Anyways, yeah, so I didn't powder coat it. I used the VHT, did this wrinkle black on it. Looks really good. Now I know some of you watching this are going to be like, well, I thought you were going to get this, what do they call it? Airbrushed. Like on the old black car, which if you guys are watching this, you knew my old car, you know I had the anime airbrushed onto the valve cover. Well, I wanted to do that. That was the original plan. But the problem is I'm running coil on plug on this motor. So with running the coils in the center here, that takes the whole center out of a canvas basically. So, I mean, it could still be done, but I'd have to come up with something to go around the outside of the coils or over the coil plate. I didn't want it to take away from the image. Or, I don't know. Like, it didn't seem like it was going to work right now. Maybe in the future, I would like to do something. But then again, I also have to find somebody who's willing to do that. I'm pretty sure my buddy who did it last time, he doesn't do that stuff anymore. I don't really want to bug him with it. If, you know, I don't know. Maybe he would. I guess, I don't know.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on from that. This did turn out pretty well, though. I'm actually quite impressed in how good it looks. I got the bungs welded on, so those are now welded. And like I talked about last week, you know, we got our baffle back here, but so overall this thing turned out really well. The problem is that I'm waiting on that damn gasket. So whenever that shows up, I can get those valves adjusted and get that valve cover on, and that'll probably be next week. I'll be able to get that done. But so yeah, that's that. What else did I do? Anything today? Not really. I did get my old breather port fitting. I got it plugged finally. I sat inside and tried to find a dang plug, what thread pitch that is, forever, and I could not find it on the internet. People talked about it in Honda forums, but nobody wanted to actually tell me what it was. Then I finally found one sentence where they talked about taking a plug out of an old cylinder head. So I've got this old LS cylinder head down here that I'm not going to use for anything. I'm never going to use it. Luckily, kind of like how, oh, it's kind of hard to see this motor. Maybe if I come to this side, and maybe, you know how, unlike this, like a B16 head or GSR head, you've got these plugs that your rocker rails go through. Well, on an LS motor, they've got plugs like that too, but that's how big they are. So I ended up, the first two I tried taking out, stripped. Of course, I couldn't get them out. And the third one, with a little bit of heat, finally got it. It broke loose and actually came out, and was able to just plug the back of the back of the motor with that plug. So I got that plugged up. I did put my intake manifold together since I got it port mesh last week. I got the throttle body on it and everything. I'm kind of waiting to bolt it on here. I think I just kind of want to bolt that on, valve cover. I want to do it all at the same time. I just feel like it'd be more satisfying to do it all at once instead of just bit by bit, just to sit out here for an hour or whatever, just bolting things on this. So basically I'm going to stand still on that until my gasket shows up. I also ordered an exhaust manifold gasket so that I can get the turbo manifold on here at some point. And I also ordered a new gasket for the VTEC solenoid so I can replace this screen and whatnot and just get a new gasket on there. And get this VTEC solenoid cleaned up. Probably going to take this sensor off here and replace it. Like probably just steal the one off the D series over there. And yeah, outside of that, basically, just got to order the rest of the stuff. Once this thing is basically assembled, which should be by next week, it should be pretty much all together. I put my post mount on and timing belt cover, ATI dampener I have, but just kind of dragging my feet on putting that thing on. But basically, once this thing is together and final assembled completely top to bottom, it's just a matter of getting the dang transmissions get transmission gone through, get an LSD ordered, get the transmission put together, and then I can finally bolt the dang thing in this car, and then we can finally get some good content and start picking up pace on this thing and hopefully get it fired up before too long. But the other thing I gotta do is I gotta get this fuel tank in the car. I've talked about it in 17,000 videos now, and I haven't done it and finished it. I'm kind of figuring out exactly which of these stupid lines I actually have to run and which ones I don't. I mean, as far as I'm pretty sure you could just run this thing without the lines on it and it's still gonna vent, I believe, but I don't know that for a fact. So I've got to do little bit of research, find out exactly what lines I need on the tank, and get this thing shoved in there. As far as the AN lines go coming off this, I did go and pick up a new shears. Yeah. So apparently this one works. That's what I was told by Unified Racing. So I went and bought one. I asked them specifically if this would make like 20 AN cuts, or I think I said 14 actually, but they never gave me an answer. So I'm really hoping it does, because I know in one of their videos I seen them sharpening this damn thing. But, you know, obviously the cable cutter didn't work. Apparently this does work, so I can make my AN lines for the fuel tank and at least just run them up to the engine bay. And then I just got to find a place to bolt my filter regulator somewhere in here, get all that bolted in. I don't know. That's basically all I have to do right now until I get the motor in. I'm pretty much at a standstill until I get the engine in, other than just kind of doing a valve adjustment and really finishing that thing up, getting the valve cover on, and yeah. I don't know. I really wish I could get that transmission done right now, but it's going to cost me some coin. I'm trying to make a trip to one of the Daytona 500 this winter. So trying to balance building race car versus going and seeing race car. So I don't know. I know this video isn't too exciting, but maybe you guys learned something about at least not using mother's mag polish on a damn valve cover. Anyways, thanks for watching. I know it's a short one. See you guys next week. A little more content on me actually wrapping this motor up and making it look really pretty. So like, subscribe. See you guys next week. Peace.